Good evening, everyone. I, Aishwarya Kumari, host of the event, once again welcome you to the second International Faculty Development Program on Research and Publication Ethics, organized by Scientific and Humanities Research Society in association with the Fourth Dimension Group, an international journal of innovative research and growth, supported by WTC Jaipur, dated from 22nd to 27 December. I am once again honored to welcome Professor Dr. Anshuman Srivastava for the second day of International Faculty Development Program. I'll introduce Dr. Anshuman Srivastava. He has obtained his PhD in the field of Material Science and Engineering from Indian Institute of Technology, DHU Varanasi. He has worked as a Joint Director R&D from IIP Mumbai, Government of India. Dr. Srivastava is having a long industrial and academics experience, and he is currently working with Indian Institute of Packaging, Lucknow, Government of India. I extend a warm welcome to Dr. Srivastava to join the panel and share his presentation on the topic scientific misconduct, falsification, fabrication, and plagiarism. Sir, before I invite you, I would just like to give some instruction to our participants. Participants, kindly keep your speakers on mute till the sir gives the presentation and share the knowledge. And also, if you have any query and question, you can raise after the session ends at the end through the chat box. Sir, I welcome you once again.
Okay, good evening. First of all, I would like to thank the organizer for inviting me in this 7 days FDP program on research and publication ethics. It is a wonderful topic, and I think that is a need of the time because as it is mandatory by AICT and UGC for assistant professor PhD has been made mandatory. So everyone in the field of academics is who's interested in making his or her career in academics is going to pursue or pursuing PhD in different fields. So they must this type of FDPs are very essential for making them aware of the critical issues involved in the research and in conducting their research and dissertation on any topic, whether it is humanities, science, or engineering. So yeah, I congratulate you all and thank you all for organizing such wonderful FDP. And firstly, I must thank you very much for giving us such a nice introduction. Presently, I am working as a professor and as a additional director in Indian Institute of Packaging, Lucknow, which comes under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India. And first let me brief you about this institution. Indian Institute of Packaging is mainly concerned about the research and development and testing and certification in the field of packaging material. At the same time, there are several courses are run by this institution, starting from diploma to PhD program, diploma, BS, MS, and PhD program, and a lot of opportunities there for the scholars who are interested in making career in the field of materials or packaging. We have very good placement records, and our alumni are students are excelling in the field of packaging. They several have started their own companies. They are those companies are MNCs are working as MNCs also in several nations. They are having their offices and plants. So this is also a very good opportunity for making a career in the field of packaging. So let me start the lecture now. My topic is scientific misconduct, falsification, fabrication, and plagiarism. First of all, I must tell you that in any type of research, whether you are pursuing in the field of humanities, science, or engineering, there are certain issues related with that research, which is most of the students are not aware. So they are, but I have observed it that they used to be in hurry in completing their research and getting a degree from the university. So they don't follow any ethics or any rules and regulations. um, so there are so many cases come to our knowledge also, that the people have copied, someone has copied the research from any other university, or paper. They have published a paper, the data has been already published in previously, and they have stolen the data from that, and they just made a copy paste and just modified the data from using some software like Toolbot and any other type of chat GPT or any AI tool. And when these things comes into light, then then it becomes very critical for the author to justify his or her point. And at the same time, whoever are involved in that publication, like the guide and co-guide, or any other person who has helped you in some way, you have given his or her name. Those people's reputation also comes uh, defamed by such type of activities or such type of cases. So scientific, you must be aware before you are going to start your PhD or research. You must be aware of certain ethics that are involved in research and development, or carrying out any kind of study that you are going to do in the field of your PhD or MTech program or any kind of thesis. So I, firstly, I let me brief you about some uh, basic terms that are involved in uh, research and development. First is academic integrity. So academic integrity is a kind of a commitment to good study practices and shared values, which ensures that your work is a true expression of your understanding ideas, giving credit to the others, where from where you have taken it, from where you have from the country person who has contributed originally that work. So you must give the contribution, or you must name that fellow you in the references, or cite properly the work which you are citing in your paper or in your thesis. Must give the credit to the authors or researchers who are involved in that original research. What does this involve? Academic integrity means engaging in good academic practices. What academic practice means that this involves essential academic skills, such as keeping track of where your idea, where you have found that idea and information, referencing them accurately in your work. In this lecture, we will discuss how to develop our understanding and skills in order to demonstrate academic integrity. Because once you deviate from the academic integrity, then it comes. Then it is clearly a case of academic misconduct, or academic misconduct, or some type of falsification in the data, or copying, or some kind of stealing the data, or lose from any others research. So you must strictly stick to that guidelines. You must strictly stick to the academic integrity if you are pursuing your research, so that the data or whatever your research is can be authentic, and it can be cited in future also. It can work as a reference for the people who come after your research, after your work, who start their research. So there, as a member of the academic community, we all are should be committed to openness and honesty in our words and action. These values are essential aspect of academic study and research. Uh, so we act with the integrity, we receive the credit that we deserve for our work, and others receive the credit for their. This ensures that no student have an unfair advantage, for example, by receiving credit for the work that is not their own. As you people, as in this FDP, most of you are involved in research related with the research, or people of academics and research. So you people also might be knowing such type of cases that when some student thesis has come into the knowledge of the academic world, that follow particular person stolen the data from anyone else thesis or work and published in his own name. So it is this is a misconduct in the field of research, and it is against the ethics of the research, and such type of things strictly should be avoided. And it is also becomes the duty of the supervisor and co-supervisors also to ensure that whatever you are presenting in your paper or in your research or in your thesis, that is authentic, and it is strictly conducted by you and your team. No manipulation has been done in the results. Manipulation of the data and manipulation of the result is also a part of misconduct and falsification of any authentic results. So this should not be done. Copy paste practices should be avoided in research, because if you we all are aware of the present scenario. We all know these things what I am talking about. You all know that now there is a culture of copy and pasting. What the research, current research scholars are doing, I'm not blaming or not pinpointing to anyone. Just I am sharing what I have observed. In many cases, not everyone is doing this. There are honest researchers too who are working with the full honesty and with the full dedication. But there are certain people who are not very much concerned about the ethics and morality and all this. They just they just want they just want to get their degree awarded as soon as possible by means. They are not very much concerned about the rules and regulation guidelines or any ethics or any morality. So I am pointing on those people only, that those these people do. They just copy things from someone else work or else paper or else thesis, and they just modify it using some AI tools like Killboot or ChatGPT or any other. There are several these kind of tools available online. They are freely available too. And if and the one person, I would not like to take the name, but one person shared me that I have taken the subscription, and very good logic he has given. He said to me that if it doesn't cost a very high amount, so I can take the subscription and I use it for a month, and by using that tool I can complete my PhD. So I think that it is a very very that cost is negligible. In fact, that is not going to make any difference to me, because I in that I'm giving paying some amount, I can get that my PhD awarded using that software or say then AI tool. Then it doesn't value much to me. But just see that what kind of a mindset he is having. So he is not having any kind of he's not associated with any kind of moral values in this field. And so it becomes but I feel that it becomes the duty of the supervisor and co-supervisor to ensure that everything has been done fairly, and every data that is been given here is the original data of your student, of your research group only. It is not copied from anyone. So there are some academic skills that support good academic practices, such as reading and note making, critical thinking, writing and using other people's ideas, referencing, working together. I must say that whatever one is doing in the PhD or MTech program, he is not inventing anything. He is just doing the research. So that work has already been, the nature of work has already been done somewhere in some part of the world. But what is your duty is you must do exhaustive literature review before initiating your research, and then you on that topic only, you must very strictly stick to that topic while doing your research, literature review, literature survey, then try to find out the gap in and then by you getting that, by getting the gap, you must start working in that direction. For example, if someone has used a particular matrix or some particular polymer, and you are using a type of reinforcement, then someone has already used that a composition as a dispersion, but now it becomes your duty to do some different kind of work in terms of reinforcement or in terms of matrix polymer that you are taking as a matrix material. So if you are varying the dispersion quantity, and you are hybriding that dispersion or hybriding that reinforcement, then your work becomes different. So and then you can go for studying several good quality paper, and while you are initiating your research, while doing your literature review, while doing a test literature survey, you must go for good SCI paper. If you must make them references. Otherwise, if you have in the initial years, the student is not very much aware about the SCI and Scopus index paper, what are good papers, what are bad papers, he or she randomly selects the paper, and that becomes the first mistake in his research work. So yeah, I would like to say that while when you are initially starting your PhD, while doing your literature review, you must refer good SCI papers of high impact factor, of high reputation, and then read every paper 4 or 5 times. And believe me that every time when you study and restudy that paper, you will get some new thing to know, some new thing to understand, and then make some few one or two good papers your base, and then following those papers, you try to find out that what kind of composition or what kind of matrix or reinforcement you are going to take. So before starting, at least you should study around 40, 30 to 40 research papers of that field, and 10 to 20 paper in critically you should go through it, so that you can get the base, you can get the idea, you can get the you can understand where the gap is exactly and where you have to work. If you just skip the literature review or just do this work in a one or two, in a just a simply in a rushing manner, then you will not get exactly the right problem. You can't define the problem exactly where you have to work, or where you, and if the first first step is not done in a right manner, then you can't get then you will get the difficulties in advanced stage. So if you are pursuing studying your doing your research, you must make the first step accurately and precisely, so that the other steps can be done in a good manner, and you don't get difficulties in later stage of your research. Plagiarism and other form of academic malpractice. When you while you might be familiar with the plagiarism, everybody involved in research knows about the plagiarism, what plagiarism is. So there are other forms of academic malpractices that might be less familiar to you. We will discuss and understand different forms of academic malpractices, and we will highlight a good academic practices that will help you avoid this. So plagiarism is a presentation of someone else's work as if you were your as it were your own, regardless of the whether you do so intentionally or of how much unacknowledged material you use. Work means any intellectual output and can include data, text, images, sound, or performance. Here you refer to or use information, ideas, or any other content from someone else's work, and the original source must be acknowledged through accurate citation referencing. Use marks to indicate exact quotation from the work of other authors. So black test has been made mandatory in almost on all the journals and the publishing houses and in all the universities too. Before you submit your PhD, you have to submit the plagiarism report, in which the plaque should be less than 10%. So what the plagiarism is that if you copied someone else's data or stolen someone else's data and pasted in your work, it can be test, it can be data, it can be image. If you are taking someone's else image and pasting in your thesis work or research paper, it is comes under the plagiarism flag. So image or sound or text data, anything you take from another person without giving the citation references, without acknowledging him or her, so it comes under the flag. Flag. So all the publication houses are very strict about the plagiarism issues, because it is very common nowadays. We all see in surrounding us, around us, we all see around us that many people are not very much particular about such type of test, and they just simply copy it and paste it in his or her work, and they just send the paper, communicate the paper to the journal. So it is also very important for the senior persons, for faculty persons or a guide or supervisor, co-supervisor, that they must get the report before communicating it to the journal, because most of the journals are very strict towards it, and that it simply means the defaming of your institution or your name if such things happens with you. So students are not very particular. They are casual in these type of things. But it is the duty of the guide and co-guide that they should ensure that there is no plague, or the plague is less than 10% only, before communicating or making any communication in any journal of the work done. Conduct contract cheating. Academic integrity also means ensuring that all of your work is a true expression of your individual understanding and ideas. Contract cheating is an attempt to undermine these commitment by submitting work that you have asked someone else to produce for you, or which you know to have been produced by somebody else. This applies to work bought from any source, including online essay and reporting writing services, and also applies to work provided by third party without any payment. Obtaining work from others by theft, deceit, or fraud. Deliberately or unintentionally submitting the work that has been obtained illegally by tricking others or stealing from them is a serious breach of academic integrity. And these kind of practices are also being adopted by many of the scholars today. We all are aware of such type of happening around us. In many we all see many cases when one particular scholar make a contract with some kind of companies which are existing and doing the research work on someone else behalf, and they charge for them, and the student is completely unaware of the way they have developed that kind of thesis, or from where such data has been obtained. So these kind of practices should also be stopped, and awareness must be made in there for discouraging such type of practices in the field of research, because these are the issues that define the whole research community. Yeah, and in the broad sense, if you are to whichever university or institution you are associated with, the defamation of that institution university is also occurs. So these type of practices should be stopped immediately or discouraged, or creating awareness about such type of practices is very important. Fabrication of data. As a student, you are a part of a community of scholars who exchange and engage the new ideas, information in an open and respectful manner. It is therefore vital that your work is not only your own but also truthful and genuine, and that it does not contain material that is untrue or made up. And manipulation of data. This is a very common thing that occurs in the research field. Many students, when they see that their results are not appropriate with the already reported data, so they what they do, they start manipulating them. They just add some values or subtract them some values as per the requirement, as per the need. This is also a very bad practice that is very common nowadays. And such type of things also should be discouraged. So the data should not be fabricated. Whatever the results you are getting from your experiment or from your survey or whatever, you report it in that manner only. If there are results you are getting, you must try to find out the reason why that values are coming. And there is always a reason behind the results. You have to find out the correct reason. This is your duty, instead of that you manipulate the data. That is a wrong thing. So you have to find why the values are decreasing. If the values reported TDS are high for other cases, and your values are becoming less in comparison to the other reported values, then you have to find out the reason why the values are. This is what the result is exactly. The result is not a PhD or research work is not the manipulation or fabrication of data. It is not a research. Research is that you find out the size behind the behind the result you have got from your work. So the manipulation of data should be avoided, and you must and if in the worst case, what you can do, you can make some fresh samples also for testing purpose. And I know that it is a tedious process, but what you feel that why should I do such a exhaustive work again? So instead of doing that, I manipulate it and present it to my supervisor that the results we have received are very good, and they are is in the same way that reported in the previous research work done so far. So this is not a good thing. You must be ethical, this much ethical that you can present your right results, what you have obtained from your research work, from your test you have conducted, and then try to find out the science behind the result, why the values are decreasing, or why such results are coming. uh, Honesty, being truthful, is a fundamental tenet of academic integrity. And in writing, this translates to giving credit to the owner of the work in the form of attribution. It also about being the objective for educators. This means assessing student with the work without prejudice. Trusting is the reliability of the student work is critical to academic integrity in the classroom. This is demonstrated by setting clear expectation and upholding those expectations in assessments. Fairness, avoiding favoritism is another aspect of academic integrity. This means applying rules consistently and taking responsibility of your own actions and adopting other acts of educational fairness. Respect, holding everyone's in high esteem, is a part of academic integrity as well. Educators, in turn, ought to provide feedback and show empathy for students. Responsibility and courage. Being reliable and trustworthy is a fundamental to academic integrity. A student ought to stand up against the wrongdoing, while educators create and uphold classroom and institutional policies. So these are some key points or essential parameters that must be adopted in every institution for ensuring ensuring the good results in their departments, in their institution, or in their universities. So I think that if someone is pursuing his research or his research, whether he or she is in PhD or MTech level, the research should be the genuine work conducted in that department or in that institution, whether it is experimental work or software analysis or some kind of in the form of data collection or anything. There should not be any kind of manipulation or anything. uh, and if the data are manipulated or anything is taken from anyone, any someone else source, others person's work, everything everything has been today the softwares that publication houses are using are very good quality. They found they always find that whether it has been copied from someone else source, or the data or the text that is given in the text has been created using the some AI tools like ChatGPT or any other types of. So everything's get caught by those softwares or AI tools. So instead of doing or working or doing hard work in manipulating or using such type of software, it is better to do some good quality research work in your laboratory, in your department, or using or your software work, whatever you are doing for like simulation work, or like any data like type of study that you are doing, collecting data or analyzing those data or those theories and making some concluding from that. So use original and genuine data for conducting your research. Duplicate redundant publication, it occurs when an author submits identical or almost identical manuscripts of to two different journals. So this is also very wrong thing that students do, that they simply change the values to very little, in a very little bit values. They make changes in the values and they manipulate the graphs, and then they submit the identical work in two journals simultaneously. And when these things come into light, then definitely all those two papers are derived from that that group. So this type of work should be stopped and discouraged. Augmented publication, it occurs when authors add additional data to already published data and submit the new manuscript with the new recalculated results, often with a different title and adjusted study aims. This type of a plagiarism is difficult to detect. Segmented publication, it occurs when two or more papers are derived from the same experiment. This form of plagiarism is also difficult to detect. Text recycling, use large portion of one's own already published work in a new manuscript comprising this type of plagiarism and easily detectable by plagiarism detection tool and softwares. How to avoid plagiarism? Researchers and authors of scholarly papers should follow an ethical code of good scientific practice based on the principles of honesty and integrity. Original thought is valued highly in the scientific world, and preventing plagiarism preserves its entity. Paraphrase and summary are also two most important ways to avoid Paraphrase means to express someone else's ideas to in your own language. What paraphrasing means to if you have copied the matter from that and you use it in using input software, you paraphrase it and just you are reframing the sentences using software. The original text is someone else text you have taken, someone else matter you have copied, but the original idea remains the same, only the sentence reframing you do by using a paraphrasing software. So this is also something uh, very bad in from the research point of view. Plagiarism is wrong or right? It is absolutely wrong, because it is a literally theft or academic misconduct. Can we copy from internet? No, we cannot copy from anything from internet, no matter whether it belongs to a book, journal, or any web source. How to cite the site when there is no name of anyone? Sometimes it may happen, but there is no name of any author, but there must be a something which can be cited. You might have taken it from the web source. At least you can cite that in references. How to do citation? It is a matter of common knowledge, and if you are dealing with the specific common knowledge, you should have little backup information that can be cited or that can be used as a reference. How to cite secondary references? If you find something written in the textbook, you by citing someone other reference, this is called a secondary reference, and in such cases you can cite both the references. That is more safe way to cite the people's work. Some more points: put quotation marks. Complete reframing of text is required when paraphrasing. Don't just simply rearrange sentences or replace the few words in sentences. Check your rewritten version against the original version. Form your own ideas and opinion about the different issues. Compare voices, ideas of author, and deduce your own idea from that. Correcting the plagiarism, run the plagiarism checker, see the similarity report, focus on the portion which shows a high percentage of copying first. The percentage copying from the single source must be reduced on priority. The results and discussion portion must be free from any plagiarism or on priority, because that is your own work that is the result of your own work that you have done in your research. Introduction is generally giving background, so chances of plagiarisms are high, so focus on the correction on that. Yeah. Plagiarism, avoiding correcting strategies, avoiding test plagiarism, direct quotation, paraphrasing, summarizing, avoiding image plagiarism. Draw yourself the same with different colors. modify and include your ideas. Never copy anyone's else image. Drafting a manuscript, a tight or a well-defined outline of the article helps a lot in drafting. Stick to author's guideline of that particular journal. Use the other either British or American. Don't mix up them. Avoid any typo or grammatical error. Use simple and reader-friendly language with a good clarity. Language should be simple, not because you are not doing a literature work. So using a high critical language, using a difficult word, this is not a good practice. Use simple language. Maintain a systematic flow in writing. There must be a connection throughout your work, throughout your paper, throughout your thesis. For don't forget to give due attribution. Avoid plagiarism. Do not copy. Selection of a paper content, abstract, the central idea, introduction, defining problem and objective, rationality of the work, material and methods, the way to solve the problem, results, findings of your experiment and experiments, finding of your work, discussion, analytical study of the object obtained result. Whatever result you obtained, and those results must be critically analyzed. That is the that's that that is should be given in the discussion part. Conclusion: what is the outcome? What you can summarize by the work you have done so far. Acknowledgement, support received, references, source of study, infographics, tables and figures, and introduction. Try to answer what is the problem and what is your hypothesis. Give background or origin of the idea. Logically, sequentially, systematically introduce your problem and give your hypothesis. Focus on justify the rationality of your work. Give proper citation to latest and important previous study. The paper the in while doing literature review, last 5 years papers should be last 5 years review should be done exhaustively, and then 5 years back from that should also be reviewed. But the last 5 years are the major papers that you should review exhaustively and critically while starting your thesis work or your research. So give proper citation, latest and important previous studies. Don't use very old references until they are, because research is something novel work you are going to pursue. So if, from where the novelty can come, from the latest research. If you are aware of the latest trend, latest research that is being done in that particular area. If you are studying the papers of the last or the last 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, then you can't be aware of the present scenario. So if you are going to pursue your research, you must do the exhaustive literature review of the last 5 years only, and from that you can conclude what where the gap is, where the problem is, and what the work you should take for your research work. Material and methods: try to answer how the problem was studied, following your hypothesis. Discuss the methodology logically and in a concise way. Yeah, don't miss discussing about any modification made by you in standard methods. Results: try to answer what was the outcome of the problem treatment from the hypothesis. The selection this section provides the evidence that leads to the answer of the study of the question you pause to the at the start. The reader should be guided to these findings by using a text and results. State the result without any bias. Don't exaggerate the results. That is very important. Don't be afraid of reporting the negative result, what I have told in the previous slides. Report any paradox. You use good statistics to show the results. Don't repeat the text in the figure and table. Cite the table and figure in the text. Discussion maybe separate section or join the result discussion section as per the journal's requirement. Take the results one by one and discuss them. Discuss the results in light of existing knowledge. Be critical. Don't be biased. Discuss the result with clarity and the reader friendliness. Use the references freely to support the discussion. Discuss and acknowledgement. Try to answer who helped you and supported you. You must always acknowledge the laboratory or the institution whosoever has helped you in pursuing that research in the form of so any financial support or in the laboratory support or any kind of support that has been extended to you from that lab or department or institution. Mm, References stick to uniform formatting. The references always follow the specific referencing style. They must go through the guidelines to authors, and whatever the referencing style that journal is asking, you always adopt that while writing the paper. Yeah, spell author's name properly. Don't miss the pioneer, most important and most relevant studies for your work. Do not forget to cite latest references. Limit the references as per the need of the article. Don't be don't do don't give the number of references just for the sake of giving that. My paper is having is I mean my paper I'm giving 100 references. There is no need. Don't give as so much references. Whatever the needed, you always give the as much references as is
Hello,
needed by your article or by your work.
hello,
Review articles are expected to give
hello.
much references, but not experimental or
अभी ये
analysis
क्या है,
work.
थैंक यू बोलने
Major
का, अभी
challenge
सर्वर को बता
changes
रही कुछ काम
Major
आ गया, अभी
changes,
उसमें
fill the
खत्म होने
missing
वाला है,
links,
थैंक यू।
correct the flow or the logic, rewrite, recognize the text by
बस इनको थैंक यू
putting the
करना है, ज़्यादा
logical
और तो टाइम
sequence,
तो है नहीं आज मेरे
polish the
पास,
style,
थैंक यू करके
refine the content,
यहाँ
followed
रखते
by
हैं।
corrections in grammar,
नेक्स्ट टाइम ज्वाइन
spelling,
करें सब लोग वापस, क्वेश्चन आंसर का भी
formatting.
होगा
Give
सेशन में, थैंक
time to your text so that it is more attractive and easy to read. Uh,
यू। हाँ हाँ बस,
these are some
वो जो भी होगा वो
references
उसमें
I
पूछ
have
लेंगे या फिर उसमें
taken
चैट बॉक्स में
while
डाल देंगे,
making
बस कर
this
देते
PPT.
है ना।
Thanks. If there is any question, please feel free to ask. I would be happy to answer them. One thing I want to share that IIP is in IIP we have a very good research facilities for the people who are working doing their research in the field of mechanical or material science, physics, chemistry, biotechnology, food technology. So if any kind of help or assistance is required from my end, I will be happy to extend that. So feel free to connect. Don't be hesitant in asking. And if you want, if you email address or anything, um, I can share my. You can take my contact number or email address from Pritamji, and if you want any kind of support or any help or assistance, we are always available for you. If there
हेलो
is,
सर, देयर आर सम क्वेश्चंस ऑन द चैट बॉक्स। द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज,
please,
प्लीज एक्सप्लेन argumented publication।
augmented publication. That's a in case of publication, there are several types of publication coming. Some type of we just studying a paper and we get the values from that paper, and what we do, we just manipulate the values or some make it more better, and then we give it in write those.
So please rejoin.
What we do, can you hear me?
Yes,
In
sir.
the argument, you just simply manipulate the values of your results and it present it in a more better way as the previous researcher has presented. So this is also kind of misconduct conduct or very unethical in research. You should not manipulate it or augment it in any form. The original, if you are taking as a reference, you can take it, but you must cite it, and you cannot use the same values or simply manipulate the data or by increasing or decreasing the values or augment it any values.
Any other queries?
Good evening, sir. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello,
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ,
I can hear.
अच्छा मैं डॉक्टर प्रतिभा खरे बुंदेलखंड यूनिवर्सिटी से। सर एक प्लेगरिज्म में मुझे एक क्वेश्चन था कि जैसे किसी भी स्टूडेंट का प्लेगरिज्म निकलता है 42 60 तो उसमें उसको पनिशमेंट है, तो क्या उसमें गाइड के लिए भी कोई पनिशमेंट है क्या?
हाँ बिल्कुल एग्जैक्टली आपका क्वेश्चन बहुत ही जायज है आजकल के समय में खासकर। मैं आपको कुछ एक दो मैं अभी तक मैं कई यूनिवर्सिटीज में एज ए सुपरवाइजर क्या पोस्ट सुपरवाइजर हूँ। और तो उसमें एक यूनिवर्सिटीज की जो गाइडलाइन है उसमें स्ट्रिक्टली लिखा हुआ है, हालांकि प्रैक्टिस में नहीं है, ये भी मैं आपको बता दूं। गाइड पे
जी,
नहीं एक्शन होता कि उसकी जिम्मेदारी स्टूडेंट पे ही चली जाती है, लेकिन ये होना चाहिए। अदरवाइज अगर आपको पनिशमेंट नहीं भी होगा तो आप डिफेम जरूर हो जाओगे, ये चीज सबसे बड़ी है। और रिसर्च पेपर्स के केस में तो मतलब इट इज अ वेरी वेरी सीरियस इशू, मैं जो कहना चाहूंगा। क्योंकि अगर रिसर्च पेपर आपका कहीं फ्लैग के उसमें रिजेक्ट होता है तो आप अगर आप सीनियर पर्सन हो, आप फैकल्टी हो, असिस्टेंट हो, एसोसिएट हो या प्रोफेसर हो, तो आपका कुछ
जी,
नाम डिफेम होता है। फिर अगली बार जब आप पेपर भेजते हो तो उसका आपका इम्पैक्ट उसमें दिखता है।
जी जी।
तो इसलिए इस चीज को इंश्योर कर लेना चाहिए पहले ही, आप फ्लैग रिपोर्ट मंगाकर। और आप और मतलब खुद से ही चेक चेक करवा लीजिए, क्योंकि ऑथर सॉरी सुपरवाइजर्स के पास तो रहती ही हैं फैसिलिटीज, हम लोग भी
जी
करवाते हैं खुद से।
जी। ओके, थैंक यू सो मच।
So one question in chat box that how many references should be there in a complete thesis?
It depends it on the work, it varies from work to work. अब if you are doing experimental work, then the reference in thesis work can be around 150 to 170. But if in a review paper, if you are papering, giving writing a paper in that, if the paper is experimental, then the reference should be around 30 to 35, and there should be good references. This is the thing. म, क्या होता है नॉर्मल प्रैक्टिसेस में कि स्टूडेंट का एक ऐसा भी परसेप्शन होता है कि अगर मैं खूब सारे रेफरेंस डाल दूंगा पेपर के अंत में तो ऐसा लगेगा कि जब जाएगा एडिटर के पास और रिव्यूअर के पास कि उन्होंने बहुत एग्जॉस्टिव स्टडी करी है। ऐसा प्रैक्टिकली होता नहीं है। अगर आप अच्छे जर्नल भेज रहे हैं तो क्वालिटी ऑफ द वर्क मैटर्स, क्वांटिटी का कुछ नहीं है। क्या आपने पढ़ा, आपने क्या समराइज करा, क्या पढ़ा और क्या काम करा, what are the results, how you are reporting them, that matters a lot। ये नहीं है कि आप बस रेफरेंस को डाल दे रहे हो। और रिव्यू पेपर है देन द थिंग इज डिफरेंट, द सीन इज डिफरेंट। उसमें तो ज्यादा ज्यादा पेपर होंगे क्योंकि आप रिव्यू ही कर रहे हो और एग्जॉस्टिव रिव्यू कर रहे हो।
So one more query that how augmented publication can be detected.
नाउ देयर आर सॉफ्टवेयर्स। आज की डेट में मैं आपको बताऊं कि बहुत एडवांस है। जितनी एडवांस टेक्नोलॉजी एक ऑथर ये स्टूडेंट मैनिपुलेट करने में कर रहा है, उससे ज्यादा एडवांस टेक्नोलॉजी जर्नल उसको डिटेक्ट करने में कर ले रहे हैं। तो एवरीथिंग गेट्स डिटेक्टेड। मतलब ये तो सोचने की बात ही नहीं है कि आज नहीं तो, और इफ नॉट टुडे देन इन सम लेटर स्टेज यू विल बी इट विल बी फाउंड। तो इसलिए ऐसा नहीं करना चाहिए, क्योंकि बहुत सारे आजकल के केसेस हो रहे हैं। तो ये चीजें कहीं ना कहीं से डिटेक्ट हो जाती है। आज आपने कहीं से चैट जीपीटी से भी कुछ लिखा, वो भी सारे कर रहे हैं। आपने फिगर कहीं से लेकर उस फिगर को मॉडिफाई कर दिया, उसका कलर थोड़ा सा वो भी डिटेक्ट हो जाता है।
Sir, some person
रिव्यू
are
में अगर
raising
आप
hand.
रिव्यू में अगर आप कोई चीज ले रहे हो तो आप भी, किसी ने कुछ लिखा है उस पर, चलो रिव्यू में अगर आप कुछ ले रहे हो कहीं से, तो वो आप उसको शेयर कर दीजिए उसमें। आप रेफरेंस में दीजिए उसको, थोड़ा अपनी लैंग्वेज में करिए, और ना कि उसको आप मतलब एज इट इज डाल दीजिए, ये नहीं होना चाहिए। रिव्यू में अगर आप कोई चीज ले रहे हो, तो रिव्यू पेपर लिख रहे हो, तो आप हर के काम को साइड करिए यूजिंग योर ओन लैंग्वेज। और रिफ्रेजिंग क्या है कि आप किसी के रिसर्च वर्क को, आप किसी के ओरिजिनल वर्क को लिख दे रहे हो, आपने कुछ नहीं करा है, यू हैव डन नथिंग, बट आपने उसी का काम उठाया और उसका लैंग्वेज चेंज कर दिया, उसके वर्ड्स हटा दिए, उसके सेंटेंस को एक्टिव पैसिव, पैसिव को एक्टिव करके आपने दे दिया, वो अलग चीज है। रिव्यू तो आप बता ही रहे हो कि मिस्टर एक्स ने ये करा, मिस्टर वाई ने ये करा, मिस्टर जेड ने करा, ये उनकी फाइंडिंग्स है, वो तो हम बता ही रहे हैं, और गिविंग द प्रॉपर साइटेशन एंड रेफरेंसेस, तो वो तो हम बता ही रहे हैं, अपनी लैंग्वेज में लिख रहे हैं। मगर
One more query is there, sir.
yes,
Is plagiarism can be avoided by adding how it can be avoided by using the spaces and all.
plagiarism can be avoided by, I didn't get, please.
1 second, sir. Plagiarism can be avoided by adding spaces or changing words.
Yes, that is
Can we
that is
avoid?
that is not the right way of removing flag. That This is what I am trying to explain in this presentation, that this is not the right way of reducing flag or removing flag from your thesis work. And if you do such type of thing, then also when you recheck it, you will find that the not much reduction has taken place. So instead of doing that, try to rewrite it in your own words, in your own expressions and in your own words. So that is the right way. आपने मुझे कुछ बताया, मैंने वही सेंटेंस आपका रिपीट कर दिया, वो गलत है। आपकी बातों को मैंने सुना समझा, फिर आपका ही नाम लेके मैंने बताया अपने शब्दों में, ये सही है। लेकिन आपके सेंटेंस को मैंने कर दिया, वो भी गलत है, और आपका विदाउट नाम दिए भी कर दिया, तो वो भी गलत है।
So, how many citations are valid in a sentence? One more query.
It is not the case of a sentence. If you are reporting the some kind of results, and and the same type of things have been explained in the 2 or 3 papers, then you can cite it from like 20-23. आप देखते होंगे ऐसा, you maybe may have found in such type of citation ना, 2 to 6, तो वो आपने कहीं से लिया, और सेम टाइप ऑफ चीज वो एक्सप्लेन करी गई है इन 3 या 4 पेपर जो आपने स्टडी करे, रीड करे, हो सकता और भी कितनों में करी गई होगी, लेकिन आपने जो 4 पेपर साइट करे, तो आप 2 to 4, 2 to 5, 2 to 6 इस तरह लिख सकते हैं आप।
सर कुछ
Okay,
लोग हैंड रेज
I
किए
think
हुए हैं, हैंड रेज वाले जो है ना, उनको थोड़ा अनम्यूट करके आप बोल सकते हैं। जैसे प्रतिभा खरे जी पूछना चाह रहे हैं कुछ। यस प्रतिभा जी।
सर मैंने पूछ लिया, मेरा हो गया।
ओके ओके।
any other query is welcome here.
Yes, there is one in the chat box. There is any AI tool to rephrase the sentences?
There are so many tools available to rephrase the sentence, but don't. This is my suggestion and advice, that don't use such type of tools. Instead of that, try to do it in your own way, and very soon you will be very well versed in doing these things. This is not a very difficult thing to do. I must tell you, just the hesitation you are having in trying in first time, when you will try, you will find that it is very easy. So instead of using any AI tool, you try to do it in your own way, and it will also build up your confidence too, and it will help you in the advancing your career too. Because when you will supervise your student, you will you must be aware of these things. You must know these things. You must have a capacity to instruct your student or guide your student. So this will build up your capacity too, writing capacity, thinking capacity.
So,
Okay, I think
does
Mr.
the
Atul.
use of AI tools comes under the unethical publishing and work in as far as the concern for the research work for PhD?
uh, you are asking that using such type of AI tools are unethical in pursuing PhD?
Yeah, yeah. The use of AI tools comes under the unethical research.
Yes, yes, obviously, definitely. Yeah, using AI tools to generate data or generate text, or creating any kind of video or images, this is all unethical.
To generate the data is unethical,
Because
but
just
if
think,
people are using for the
yes, yes, it is.
writing and for the paraphrasing and all is okay.
No, no. It is very simple. You can understand this, that research जो आप कर रहे हो, it is your own work. अब आप किसी लैब में कर रहे हैं, डिपार्टमेंट कोई स्टडी कर रहे हो, कुछ सर्वे कर रहे हो, कुछ कर रहे हो, वो आपका अपना जेन्युइन है। अगर आप इसमें कोई भी है बाहर से कोई सोर्स यूज कर रहे हो जो एआई बेस्ड है, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस बेस्ड है, तो इसका मतलब आप डाटा क्रिएट कर रहे हो और आप मैनिपुलेट कर रहे हो या कुछ कर रहे हो, वो आपका जेन्युइन नहीं रह गया, वो आपका ओरिजिनल नहीं रह गया। और जो जेन्युइन नहीं है, जो ओरिजिनल नहीं है, जो आपका अपना नहीं है, जो फिर उसकी नोवेल्टी भी डाउटफुल हो जाती है ना, कि वो नोवेल भी नहीं है, तो हाउ यू कैन publish that work, or how you can use that data in your in writing your thesis? So वो आपका ethical है ही नहीं, बिल्कुल ethical नहीं है।
Okay, sir. Thank you.
सारे जितने भी AI टूल्स को यूज करके लोग कर रहे हैं, वो सब डिटेक्ट हो जा रहा है। Here at IIP, we have so many research facilities. If any one of you is interested in any kind of research work or any kind of help or any kind of test, you may contact us for that through Pritam ji or directly, any mode, whatever you prefer.
Sir, one more thing, if you can support me, I'm pursuing PhD from electrical engineering branch, and my topic is somewhere related to the TCAT softwares. So, is there any kind of help in this meeting or group you can provide?
Sorry to say, in our department or our institution, we have facilities for mechanical engineering, physics and chemistry students, material science students. Electrical
No,
is here. We are not
my
having a
topic is
facilities for
my
electrical.
topic is my topic is somewhere related with the material with engineering. That is material science engineering.
Okay,
Uh,
fine. Then what type of test you want us to do for you?
Sir, I just want to enhance the properties of the MOSFET characteristics
Okay, okay,
by
but
changing its channel bandwidth and material and configurations and some parameters.
okay, I will discuss it with some electrical person who is having knowledge of electrical engineering or in this field associated with electrical engineering. Then only I can say, because my field is mechanical and material science, so I don't know
Okay,
much
okay.
about this PA software.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Sir, actually, I wanted to know about the testing facilities like SEM or any
Yes.
other.
So yes, yes, definitely. You can get SAM, XRD, TGA, DMA, DTA, TEM, and XPS. All these facilities you can get, and there are several other facilities too. And you can visit also in our campus. It is located in Lucknow, Kanpur Road, Lucknow.
Okay, sir. Actually, I'm working on bamboo. So, like, I wanted to enhance its properties, durability. So, there are like some testing facilities I wanted to do on it, like TGA or
What
FTIR and all.
exactly what your topic is?
Sir, enhancing the properties of bamboo's durability by using some chemicals, eco-friendly chemicals.
Okay, okay, okay. Presently, I am supervising. I am having three research scholar, PhD scholars, and one of my PhD student is pursuing his research in the field of natural fibers using sisal and sunham fibers and modifying it. You doing some chemical modification, chemical treatment, and then dispersing it in polymer to develop the composite membrane for several structural and different application for automobile industry. So this type of natural fibers which are used for dispersion purposes, their properties can be enhanced by several treatment whatever do so treatment facilities also we are having.
Yes, sir. In FRI also we are working on natural fibers like sisal and all, but like it's for composite construction purposes or like for interior purposes.
The composite has so many application, whether interior, structural, sport industry, automobile industry, interior of automobiles or aeroplane body or anything sports industry. So it has so many packaging industry. It has so many applications. So these have for making helmet bodies, yeah, turbine blades, and there are so many application composites have. So and natural every nowadays all researchers are trying to do work in the field of sustainable development. So natural fibers are environment friendly, so they are widely used in today's time.
Yes, sir. So, like, sir, if I would like to do the testing facilities and all, I shall contact you.
Yeah, definitely you can contact me anytime whenever you need help.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, I think all the queries has been satisfied in a very beautiful manner by the sir. So thank you, sir, for such an informative session. The discussion was very clear, well structured, and highly beneficial. The concepts were explained effectively, making the session engaging and very easy to understand, related to the plagiarism as well as how to write the thesis and cite and all the things were explained in very well manner. So it was very valuable learning experience from you, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. And
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
now over to you, Pritam, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much again for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
good
All the
night.
participants kindly fill the feedback. The link of the feedback will be shared on the chat box and in the WhatsApp group too. Now we again meet at the third day of the FDP on tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. And the speaker for tomorrow is Professor Puneet Kumar from the University of Lucknow. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you all of you for joining us today. Thank you all the participants. If you have any query or any you want to any help from the Indian Institute of Packaging Lucknow, you can contact us with the mail info@shrs.in.